Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna. So again this evening we'll go to Vrindavan without ticket, without reservation, no visa, no security check, no mask. And just to take us to Vrindavan, we have very beautiful bhajan. So if you have your devices, first of all, you can put these little babies on silent because they have a bad habit of crying in the middle of the lecture. And then you can look up Braja Jana Mana Sukhakari. Braja Jana Mana Sukhakari. Very beautiful Braj Bhajan. Sri Radhe Brajajana Manasukakari Radhe Shama Shama Sham Sri Radhe Brajajana Manasukakari Radhe Shama Shama Sham Murmukuta Makara Krita Kundala Gale Vaijanti Mala Murmukuta Makara Krita Kundala Gale Vaijanti Mala Chadananupura Rasala Radhe Shama Shama Sham Chadananupura Rasala Radhe Shama Shama Sham Oh Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham. Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham. Sri Radhe, Brajajana Manasu, Sri Radhe, Brajajana Manasu, Kalochana, Banki Chittavana Hari. Mohana Bamsi Bihari Radhe Shama Shama Sham Mohana Bamsi Bihari Radhe Shama Shama Oh Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Oh Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Sri Radhe Brajajana Manasukakari Radhe Shama Shama Sham Sri Radhe Brajajana Manasukakari Radhe Shama 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 Sham Vrindavan Vedeno Charabe Gopi Jana Manahari Vrindavan me Deno Charabe Gopi Jana Manahari Sri Govardhana Dari Radhe Shama Shama Sham Sri Govardhana Dari Radhe Shama Shama Sham Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Oh Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham. Sri Radhe, Brajajana Manasukakari Radhe Shama Shama Sham. Sri Radhe, Brajajana Manasukakari Radhe Shama Shama Sham. Radha Krishna Miliya Bado Gaura Rupa Avatari Radha Krishna Miliya Bado Gaura Rupa Avatari Kirtana Dharma Prachari Radhe Shama Shama Sham Kirtana Dharma Prachari Radhe Shama Shama Sham Oh Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham Oh Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam. Sri Radhe Brajajana Mana Sukhakari Radhe Shama Shama Sham. Sri Radhe Brajajana Mana Sukhakari Radhe Shama Shama Sham. तुम बिना मेरे और न कोई नाम रूप अवतारी तुम बिना मेरे और न कोई नाम रूप अवतारी शरणन में बलिहारी राधे श्याम 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 शरणन में बलिहारी Radhe Shama Shama Sham Narayana Balihari Radhe Shama Shama Sham Narayana Balihari Radhe Shama Shama Sham. Oh Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham. Oh Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam. Oh Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam. Oh Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam. Oh Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam. Jai Jai Sri Radhe Shyam. So this very beautiful Braj Bhajan just takes us straight to Braj. Brajajana Mana Sukhakari. Brajajan means the residents of Braj. Just like you're all the Kisumu Jan, the residents of Kisumu. But here it says the Brajajan, Brajajana Man. Man means the heart. Brajajana Mana Sukhakari, who delights the hearts of all of the Brishvasis. Who is that? Radhe Shyam, Shama Sham. They're the delight of the hearts of all of the Brajajan, the Brishvasis. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chaksurum Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manubhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamayam Didati Swavarandikam Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Panchakalpatrubhyascha, Kripa Sindhu Vevacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. I was thinking of a wonderful pastime of Prabhupada. One time, Prabhupada was teaching us the Iskcon-Kisumu mantras. Every day we would chant with him up to how many ever verses we'd learned. Then he'd teach us a new verse, and then we go back and Prabhupada would lecture wherever he left off. So during that time, Prabhupada took his first group of disciples to Bharat. Many of them were very, very young and didn't know what to expect. And you may have seen that one of the places Prabhupada got an invitation was to go to Gujarat, especially to Surat. And you may have seen the pictures because the people of Surat, they put so many marigold garlands on the devotees that their faces were practically disappearing in the garlands. And they draped saris from one apartment building to the next to shade the devotees. Such an incredible reception. So then, after Surat, they went to some village. I don't know the name of that village. But in the city, there's many distractions. There's restaurants, there's bars, there's movies, so many things. But in the village, there's nothing to do at night except to listen to the grass grow. So some foreign Vaishnavas have come. Prabhupada called us his dancing white elephants. And we were very happy to be the dancing white elephants of Srila Prabhupada. So in the village, nothing else was going on, and the people heard that some dancing white elephants, foreign Vaishnavas have come. So from far around they came. There was like 60,000, 70,000 people in this huge pandal program. So during the day, I had one god sister named Koshalya, one of my older god sisters. And she was always a great inspiration for me in Krishna consciousness. And I'm not sure where she's from, but her skin was almost like Indian, a little olive colored. Very, very beautiful. Her face is always in that picture with all the flower garlands. So at that time she wasn't very old. She was like 16, 17, maybe 17 or 18 years old. Not very old. So one day she went prancing up to Prabhupada, like a young girl, and she said, because those days we used to call him Swamiji, "Oh Swamiji, I know whole Iskcon-Kisumu mantras by heart." And Prabhupada said, "Oh, okay, that's nice." She was trying to get some attention. She's a young girl, so she wants some attention from Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, "That's nice." So that night, 60,000, 70,000 people there in this Pandal program, and all of a sudden Prabhupada was preaching in Hindi. All of a sudden, in the middle of his lecture, he stopped and he announced to everyone, "And I have got one lady disciple. She can chant whole Iskcon-Kisumu mantra by heart." And Koshalya went, "Oh my God! Why did I tell him?" And then Prabhupada announced in Hindi that his lady disciple was going to chant the whole Iskcon-Kisumu mantra by heart. And Prabhupada looked at her, and she looked at Prabhupada, and she went up, she looked at 60,000, 70,000 people, she closed her eyes, and Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Ishavashamidan Sarvam Yat Kincha Jagatam Jagat Tena Taktena Bunjitaha Magritaha Kazasvidanam. Whole 16 or 17 verses she chanted Iskcon-Kisumu. And she was so amazed, she made it all the way. And then when she actually pulled it off, then Prabhupada called her like this. And just like a grandfather with his granddaughter, he pulled her to the side of his Vyasasana, pulled her over into his lap, and he was rubbing her back with his hand like that. She told us this story I think it was the 25th anniversary of Bombay Temple. She came for that. She told this wonderful story. Srila Prabhupada ki. So today is Braha Dwadasi. So yesterday we told about all the different Braha deities and in Braj and amazing pastime. Krishna displays these pastimes just to attract us. Just like we saw several months ago that this Mahavatar Nrsimha became box office hit. Because there's nothing more incredible than, we always want to see something incredible, but half lion, half man, and so many incredible things in this movie. And so many touching scenes, we were crying. I know some people who saw this movie at least 6 or 7 times. We were there I was in Alachua, so we went to Gainesville, and the whole theater was filled with devotees. I was sitting next to Yadavar, who also helped. He gave some advice to the fellow who produced it. Like that. So And we get 2 avatars for the price of one, because he also told all about Lord Braha. So this amazing thing, Lord Braha popped out of the nose of Lord Brahma, because all the demigods they come to and telling they're being persecuted by these 2 brothers, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. And Lord Brahma was considering what to do, and suddenly, boop, just the tip of the thumb, no bigger than that, this little boar came. Then expanded into huge form. And all the sages and demigods began to argue, who is this? Maybe is this Lord Vishnu himself? And then Lord Vishnu roared. And that roar was throughout the entire universe. And all the devotees, their hair stood on end, whereas the demons became very frightened. And all the sages began chanting beautiful mantras. In this way, wonderful appearance of Lord Brahadev. So this is that day that Lord Brahadev appeared. And tomorrow we're very excited because it's the appearance day of Lord Nityananda. So we have a very wonderful program tomorrow also to satisfy Lord Nityananda, to celebrate his appearance. This is also the Tithi and Brahadwadasi. We installed the brand new deity at Brindakund. Because there was one Baba Madhav Das. So later we found out he was actually a godbrother of Srila Prabhupada. But he was very, very no-nonsense type of fellow. When there was so much infighting in Gaudiya Math, he left and went to Braj. He became a Babaji. But later we found that he was originally initiated by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta. And he always told me, first he came to my office one day and he started talking about this wonderful place called Brindakund in Braj. And I had never been there. My Prikama Guru, the late Padmalochan Prabhu, one day we were going to Kamyavan and he pointed out as we passed Nandagam, he said, oh, across the fields down this road is Vrindadevi's place. But I'd never been there. And Baba began to describe this place. It's described in Bhakti Ratnakara that it's on the western side of Nandeswar Parvat. And he began to describe how he found this place. It was completely neglected and the villagers were about to just plow it under and turn it into a wheat field like everywhere else. And somehow he got all the records from the district, and then he fought with everyone and established the boundaries of Brindakund, and he installed a very simple deity there, which was later some thieves managed to break it. So then we had to make a very brand new deity that was donated by Ambarish Prabhu, or Alfred Ford, his wife. She donated this deity, beautiful deity. So on this day, Brahadwadasi, we established that deity at Vrindakund. Because I understood when he was telling me, I had never been to this place, so we went there, and I saw this beautiful place, very peaceful, because everywhere we go, somehow or other, although Vrindavan is the land of Atma Gyan, nobody there sees us as Atma. They drop off the last A. Think about it. You drop off the last A, what do you have? ATM. Everybody comes with their ATM card. Donation. So although it's the land of Atmagyan, nobody sees it as Atman. I said, this is a very beautiful place. No one will harass us or bother us. So I told Baba we would do the restoration work. So we struggled, and finally we built this wonderful temple, and we established this deity of Vrindadevi on that day. And this is in Nandagam. Nandagam is a very wonderful place, and the view from Vrindakund, we used to be able to see. Now so many beautiful trees have come and flowers have come. I can hardly see Nandagam anymore, but in the old days we could see. And the view from there is described. There's one Nandeswar Astakam by Biswanath Chakravarti Thakur. And he just, or actually, yes, all right, that's the one. Yatra vrajadipe pura apratima prakasha prasadamurda kalaso parinitarangi barhikshate bhuvijaya dvajaketu bhuto nandi saram samadamandam mudam dadatu. Yatra, in that place, Brajadipe, the king of Braj, Yatra Brajadipe, Pura, his city, Apratima, that is unparalleled. This unparalleled city, Pur, just like Mayapur. Yatra Brajadipe Pura, Apratima, unparalleled. Pura Prakasha is shining. And several years ago I watched some very wonderful devotee named Janaki Das from who had an ashram down near the crossing to go to Banki Bihari. He got so now all around it's top of a hill, so it shines in all directions. So now it really Yatra Vajadipe Pura Apratima Prakasha, it shines in all directions. Prasada Murda Kalasopari Nityarangi. On top of the palace, there's a dome. On top of the dome, there's a kalas. And something Nityarangi. Something is always seen, Rangi, dancing there. And this used to be, before all the trees grew up there, we used to see from Brindakund, looking straight at Nandagaon, that, what does he say? Barhikshate. Barhi means peacock. Just like we were very happy today, we were at Pundarik Prabhu's house, and we could hear peacocks. So I was very happy. Africa also has peacocks. So we heard peacocks. So a peacock is seen dancing there on top of. And I think there was also actually one devotee named Jayadvaj was here before in Kenya, helped to start the movement here. So victory flag, very from Brindakund, we could see the flag. Now so many beautiful trees have come, we can no longer see. Parikshate bhuvi jayadvajaketu bhuto nandisvaram samadabandham udam dadatu. And there's one book called Bhakti Ratnakar, which describes, the 5th chapter describes all about the Prikama of Braj. It is actually, and Raghava Pandit, who lives in a cave at the end of Govardhan Hill, he took them on Prikama. So that whole 5th chapter, my godbrother Pundarik, who just came to visit us a few weeks ago, in December he came, and we were having a good time together. We had we preached all over UP, MP, Rajasthan. We had Indra has taken over, or Indra took over. They were in the back of our bus, and later they came out and Indra took over them. So we were very happy to be together. So his name was also Pundarik Vidyanidhi. So he's translated that as Mathura Mandal Prikama. Maybe it's still available on Amazon or something. Anyway, when he comes to, he describes every place all around. They go on Prikama everywhere. When he gets to Nandagaon, he says, just see on the western side of Nandishvar Parvat, the place where Vrindadevi eternally resides and organizes all the Leelas of Braj. So this hill of Nandagaon is known as Nandishvar Parvat because it's actually an incarnation of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, he came there and he began to perform great penances and austerities for many hundreds of years. Which type of years? Demigod years. The years of the Devas. And their nighttime is also 6 months. So hundreds of years of those types of years. Finally, Lord Krishna appeared and asked Lord Shiva, what is it that you do? Because we all know the sun goes east and west, but he also goes north and south. So he comes across south. So he comes across, when he's on his southern journey, And on 21st of March, I guess it is, he passes right, March, I guess it is, he passes right behind the temple. Eternally resides. This is the eternal residence of Vrindadevi. Because this whole forest we call Vrinda. Because this whole forest we call Vrinda Ban. It's supposed to be forest, but if you come, so Srimati Radhika has become Vrindavan Ishwari. Vrindavan has become Vrindavan Ishwari. Vrindavan Ishwari. But she has turned over the management of the forest to Vrindadevi, to Krishna without tulsi leaf. So, because Vrindadevi, in order to please Krishna even more, she expands at all the tulsi tree. The Leela Shakti of Lord Krishna. She's the Leela Shakti of Lord Krishna. And she's the Leela Shakti of Lord Krishna. And she organizes. He says this eternal residence where she organizes all the He says this eternal residence where she organizes all the Leelas of Braj. Same way we don't offer without tulsi leaf. From the eastern side, now we're talking about the western side, from the eastern side there's a place called Purnamasi Gufa. Eastern side there's a place called Purnamasi Gufa. This Purnamasi is this place. That is why it's so important place. Vrindakund is so important place. Vrindakund is the Braj Leela Planning Commission. A planning commission. And Vrindadevi, she's so surrendered at the lotus feet of Radharani. Whatever wish she has, she must immediately fulfill that wish. Immediately fulfill that wish. Because somehow or other I went to Australia. I found out after Krishna left, they all went to Australia. There you see blue, green, yellow. Left, they all went to Australia. There you see blue, green, yellow, orange, every color of parrot you can imagine. So many parrots. There's a big tree behind the temple. In fact, the temple equinox days. And when you see the temple now, you'll see this tree is giving shelter to our shading and giving shelter. We managed to get a nice heavy foundation. There, and then go up. Instead of going down, we went up. Instead of going down, we went up. So that spread all the weight out, but still it's a big tall tree. So for the weight out, but still it's a big tall tree. So far, Sami tree. So you'll see all day long from this Sami tree, parrots coming and going, finish the temple. Before my very eyes, Baba left this world. And we made a samadhi. And we made a samadhi there at Vrindakund. This anger, that's the hard one. I've seen so many very pakka sadhus in Braj. I've seen so many very pakka sadhus in Braj. You put a 500 rupee note. So many Very pakka sadhus in Braj. You put a 500 rupee note in front of their face, they don't care. By force, she took one of those clay laddus and pushed it right into Durvas Rishi's mouth. Durvas Rishi, he never tasted a laddu so sweet in his whole life. And right from his heart, he gave benediction. Because that benediction that comes from the heart, that is very, very powerful. Just like I've seen, I lived in India now for 40 years, more than 40 years. All the Indian children, they're very clever. In the morning, they go to their dadi, dada, kaka, kaki, everybody, all the elders, they bend down and touch their feet. And the elders feel so happy. From the heart, they give them blessing. Aishman Bhava. Sobhakyavati Bhava. From the heart, they get blessing. Whole rest of the day, they're going to drive the elders nuts. But in the morning, they feel so happy, and they give them blessing from the heart. So the Indian children are very clever. So right from his heart, he gave blessing. He said, Ari Lali, whatever you cook will be just as sweet as nectar, and whoever tastes your cooking will never get any disease. So when the Brishvasis heard this, we see something very interesting in Braj. Because we all like children, right? But we love our own child more than others' child. It's natural. But in Braj, everyone loves Nandalala more than their own child. And the parents are always worried the children are going to get sick. Just like I remember the first time we went to India, all our parents said, no, you're going to go to India, you get some strange disease and die, In old days, we were afraid to go to India. Now we're afraid to go to America. You get shot for no reason, by the police even. So no, don't go there. So the parents are always worried about the children getting disease. And they loved Nandalala more than their own child. So when they heard that whoever tastes Radharani's cooking will never get any disease, they insisted that Radharani has to cook for Krishna. So every morning she comes to Nandagam to cook for Krishna. And there's a special place. If you've been there, you've seen there's a place called Pavan Sarovar. And there's a little pier out into the Sarovar. And then at the end of that pier, there's a big well. That well used to have very, very sweet water. And Radharani would come there with all her Sakhis and sit there and cook for Krishna. And then there's a special room where Madhya Yasoda and Rohini, assisted by Denista, Madhya Yasoda's little servant girl, they serve out Krishna and all the cowherd boys in that room. So one day, Radharani, she made Manohar laddus. You can understand Manohar, mind-enchanting laddus. So she wanted to see how Krishna was going to like her laddus. So she was peeking from the corner of the window. And Krishna, he also noticed that Radharani's peeking from the window, and he saw on his plate, so many Manohar laddus are there. So he took one laddu, he popped it in his mouth, and he made horrible face. You ever tasted neem? Like that he made face. And Radharani became so frightened. Then Krishna, he pushed all of those laddus onto Sridham's plate. And Sridham saw all of Lala's laddus as come in his plate. He began to pick them up, bing, 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 and eat them like anything. Then Radharani knew, oh, this rascal's just teasing. So these are some of the morning pastimes at Vrindakun. And then behind you see there's another kun, that is called Gupta Kun. Where very Gupta means secret. It's a very secret pastime takes place there. Is after the morning cooking, then Radharani, she looks at all her friends and she says, I heard there's a beautiful garden on the western side of Nandeswar Parvat. Chal dekhiyo, let's go and see. So she comes by a secret forest path. Meanwhile, when you come to Vrindakun, used to be just a dirt road. Hmm? And used to be, it was just, you could not pass it when in rainy season, it was impossible to pass. I remember one time, Nitin Bharadwaj came to Braj, and everywhere he went, everybody was just rushing at him. So the devotee who was bringing him around, he said, I know where we can go, no one will bother you. So he brought him to Brindakun, but it was rainy season, and his car got stuck in the mud. Later they had to get the villagers get their tractors and pull it out of the mud. So he came there, he was very happy, because that particular day had mostly foreign devotees who had no idea who Nitin Bharadwaj was, because that Krishna movie was all in Hindi. So he was very, very happy there. But it was impossible. Now they've put nice interlocking tiles, very beautiful road is there. So that road goes to Barokar, which is the western Goshala of Nanda Maharaj. So Krishna, he's coming down that road to go get his cows, to go out herding the cows. And Radharani and her Sakhis, they come by a secret forest path. And Krishna's sitting there waiting. And as they come through the forest, suddenly Radharani sees something. She puts her hand on Lalita Sakhi's shoulder and says, "Oh Lalite, what do I see? It appears like a black monsoon cloud. And amazing, this black monsoon cloud, on top of it, there's a beautiful rainbow over top of this cloud. And most astonishing, beneath this cloud, there's an upside down rainbow. And constant flow of lightning is going on from this cloud. Oh Lalite, what do I see?" And Lalita Sakhi says, "Hey Radhe, steer ho jaye. Become steady, Radharani. This is not a cloud, that is your Priya Sham Sundar. That black cloud you see is his broad Sham Barn chest. That rainbow you see above the cloud, that is the peacock feather in his crown. That upside down rainbow, that is his Vanamala, his beautiful forest garland. And the constant flow of lightning, that is his Pitambar Dhoti. That is not a cloud, that is your Priya Sham Sundar." So then Radharani steadies herself, and she comes, and in the middle of Guptakund appears a beautiful lotus flower with 8 petals. And in the middle, in the golden world of the lotus flower, Radha and Krishna sit on a golden Singhasan. And then the Astasakhi sit on the 8 petals, Astadal. And then another 8 petals appear, and the Astamanjaris come. Then 16 more petals appear, and more Sakhis and Manjaris come. Then 16, then 32, then 64, then 128, then 256, and 512. And after a while, there's megabytes and megabytes of Sakhis and Manjaris enjoying this Gupt secret meeting of Radha and Krishna. And only the most confidential Sakhis and Manjaris can appear here. So this is a very secret lila. In fact, this is called Yoga Pit. That's another reason Brindakund is such an important place, because this is the Pratakalin, the morning, or Pratam, first, Yoga Pit of Braj. All the Sakhis and Manjaris have this secret meeting with Krishna. Noontime is in Radhakund. That's the noontime Yoga Pit. And Shayan Kalin, the evening Yoga Pit, is just near Radha Govinda temple in Vrindavan. So this is the first Yoga Pit of Braj, the morning Yoga Pit of Braj. Every Baba who's really doing Astakali Leela Smarnam, their first jhan is on this place. That's another reason why it's so important place. And so beautiful place. So this is Guptakund. This way, so wonderful places there. Srimati Vrindadevi ki. 2003, we finally completed the temple, and we had the inauguration on this Brahadwadasi day. Gujarati. You see the yellow fruit comes in the springtime? We call it, what do you call it in Bengali? There. Bengali, what do you call it? Bengali is not here. Okay. So anyway, it's a wonderful fruit that comes in the springtime. Springtime when you do prikrama, you see all the Brishbasi ladies with their baskets all around the prikrama mark. When you do Vrindavan prikrama, selling these yellow fruits. They went a little further. And Lala said, oh Maya, what's this tree which got a beard? What's this tree which got a beard? Ye kain ki pere, jiske dari hai Maya, ye kain ki pere, jiske dari hai. Madi so looks, oh Lala, this is banyan tree, butterish. And they went a little further, then he heard some sound. Oh Maya, what's this sound? What's this sound? Madi sort of listened. So, oh Lala, this is a peacock. And the peacock is calling, Ke Ka, Ke Ka, Ke Radha, Ka Krishna. But the Brishvasis, they say another thing. They say the peacocks are calling, Megao, Megao. Because the peacocks all winter long, if you go to Braj, you won't hear peacocks, only the parrots. The kokilas, all the other birds are quiet. But only this. As soon as this weather starts to get hot, then you hear first the kokilas and the peacocks, and it's very, very hot. Now our friends are just telling, oh, it's unbearable. And this is springtime for us. It's 30 degrees, that's our spring. When it gets to 40 degrees, then we get worried. So all the peacocks are crying, it's up to 40 degrees now. They're, Megao! Megao! Maybe it's clouds, they're calling the clouds. Megao! Megao! Rupa Goswami explained something else. He says the peacocks are calling K in Bengali, K means who. Just like Sanatana Goswami, he met Mahaprabhu at Banaras, Kashi, and he said, everyone thinks I'm a big pandit, but I don't know K-ami, who I am. Or why this these threefold miseries are bothering me. So K means who. So what the question is, who is there that Krishna, he's Rasaraj. He's the ocean of ras. Who can possibly reciprocate with that ocean of ras that is Sri Krishna? And the answer is coming, Ka, only she, Sri Radha, with her ocean of Mahabhav, she can reciprocate with that Rasaraj Sri Krishna. And the Rasaraj and Mahabhav joined together, that is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the Chutra Prabhu who built our Brindakun temple, he's from a certain place in America. He told me that all the peacocks are calling, New York! New York! New York! So in this way they got to the bank of the Jamuna, and then the cowherd men were taking the calves on their shoulders and swimming across, and the cows were as they swim across like that. And they all came to Nandagam. If my Lala sees you, he'll become frightened. If my Lala sees you, he'll become frightened. You please go away. No, but Maya, I came from... You please go away. No, but Maya, I came from so far away just to get darshan. Shiva some rotis and said, now be on your way. And he was hoping against... And he was hoping against hope. What was his hope? He was hoping to get darshan of Nandalala. Just like all of the intelligent gopi. Buddhi gopi thi, lekin bahut buddhiman bhi thi. She said somebody has put nazar on you. Oh, one yogi came. One yogi came. Whole body was covered with rock. Body was covered with rock. On his neck there was samp. On his neck there was samp. Bichu makari. Bichu makari. MP in Rajasthan. So one time we went to Meerut, to one of our old life members. I can't remember, I've forgotten his name. And we were sitting and discussing with him who we could enroll as life member. And the phone rang, if you remember those things. And he picked up the phone, and I swear to God, I'm not telling a lie, this is the half of the conversation that I heard. Hey, ha, hey, ha, ha, hey, ha, acha, 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 ji, hey, ha, namaskar. So Mother Yasoda said, nahi, nahi, ye saam, bichu, makri, nahi, nahi, nahi. And all the gopis said, you're not very convincing. Mother Yasoda said, nahi, nahi, nahi. And all the gopis said, you're not very convincing at all. Mother Yasoda said, nahi, 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 ye saam, bichu, makri. And all the gopis said, so the ha's won. So Mother Yasoda opened the door, she lifted up Lala, he put his foot on Lord Shiva's head, and Lord Shiva began to dance. And Lala began to laugh. And when we see the little boys laugh, then Vatsalya Ras just comes pouring in our heart. So all the gopis said, Re re yogi nanda bhava me brij me bason kije. Jab jab mirla lala robe, tab tak darshan dije. Just like all day in Prikama, I'm behind you. Chalo, chalo, chalo. This is opposite. Re, now you stay. Re, yogi Nanda Bhavan. You stay here in Nanda Bhavan. Brij me bason kije. You forget about that Kailash. Now you do Brijavas. Jab jab mirla lala robe, tab tak darshan dije. So Lord Shiva said, all right, I will stay here, but there's two conditions. This is not unconditional devotional service. Two conditions. What is that? Whenever you bathe your Lala, when we bathe the Lord, what do we call that water? What do we call that water? Charnamrit, So you bring that water and you pour it on me. We see everybody pouring water on Lord Shiva every day, but he really wants is Lord Krishna's Charnamrit. And whenever you feed your Lala, then you bring that uchist, that remnants left over. What is Lord's remnants, Lord's uchist? That is Mahaprasad. Prabhu said, this is a proper way to worship the Devi Devatas. We offer the bhog to Krishna, and then we distribute the Mahaprasad to all the Devi Devatas. He said, so if you do these two things, then I will stay here, and no demon will come inside this Nandagam. So to this day, they offer that Charnamrit to Lord Shiva, and then at the Braj Bhogarti, they bring one leaf plate of Mahaprasad for Lord Shiva. And I know this is still going on because on the opposite side of the road from Brindakun, there's a piece of land that belongs to one Muslim family, and their little son goes there every day and steals that plate. So I know this is going on even till today. So that Mahadev in the forest, that forest became known as a Shesharvan. The beautiful kund is there, a Sheshar kund, and that Mahadev there is a Sheshar Mahadev. And in the temple upstairs, you'll see in one corner, there's Nandeswar Mahadev, still staying there in the corner of Nandagam temple. Anyway, I think it's getting late, is it? I don't know, I don't see any, I've seen a clock here, so we should probably put our voice to rest here. If anybody has any questions or comments or doubts, we can try to give the answer. The Kenyans are more shy than the Mauritians. Mauritius also is very difficult to get questions. So we don't have any more questions, and again, we brought with us our book. We have few copies left. Giriraj, Brajlila Giriraj, the king of mountains. So every Every Leela. We went through, there's one book called Braj Bhakti Vilas by Narayan Bhatta Goswami, which describes every place in Braj. And he has one chapter just on Govardhan. And he gives the mantras and Ashman mantras and Pranam mantras. And if you ask anybody about these places, nobody knows where they are. Even in 500 years, so many places disappeared. But whatever we could find, now we decided to make a picture book because most devotees have never seen these places. So we have 284 colored pictures, 32 paintings. We had to get permission from BBT, and 530 pages of nectar. Only one place we couldn't find. Just as before you get to Anior,
Jai Kaniya Lal ki, Jai Kaniya Lal ki, Jai Kaniya Lal ki, Jai Kaniya Lal ki, Nanda Kaya Nanda Vayu, Jai Kaniya Lal ki, Hati Dini Gora Dini Ordini Palki, Hati Dini Gora Dini Ordini Palki, Hati Dini Gora Dini Ordini Palki, Nanda young people he gave horse and elephant, and to the old people he gave palki. Jawan inko hatti gole, poor inko palki. Jawan inko hatti gole, poor inko palki. Nanda ke Nanda vayo jai kaniya lal ke. Oh, Nanda ke Nanda vayo jai kaniya lal ke. Jai kaniya lal ki, jai kaniya lal ki. Oh, jai kaniya lal ki, jai kaniya lal ki. Nanda ke Nanda vayo jai kaniya lal ke. Atini golanini ordini palki. Atini golanini ordini palki. Oh, Nanda ke Nanda vayo jai kaniya lal ke. Jai kaniya lal ki, jai kaniya lal ki. Jai kaniya lal ki, jai kaniya lal ki. Nanda ke Nanda vayo jai kaniya lal ki. Jawan inko hatti gole, poor inko palki. Jawan inko hatti gole, poor inko palki. Oh, Nanda ke Nanda vayo jai kaniya lal ke. Nanda ke Nanda vayo jai kaniya lal ke. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rivo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribo. Haribo, 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 Gaur Haribo. Nitai Gaur Haribo, 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 Gaur Haribo. Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Oh Nanda ke Lala ki, oh Nanda ke Lala ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Jai Jai Sri Radhe Shyam. Hare Krishna. धन्यवाद.
हरे कृष्णा. His Grace दीनबंधु प्रभु की जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. तो आप सबको वृंदावन धाम घुमा के लाए दीनबंधु प्रभु के लिए एक बार हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र बोले सब लोग. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण. महाप्रसादे गोविंदे नाम ब्रह्मणे वैष्णवे स्वल्पपुण्यभूतं राजन् विश्वास नैव जायते. शरीराविद्याजल जरेन्द्रिय दाहे काल जीवे फेले विषय सागरे. तार मध्य जीवाति लोभमय सुदुर्मति ताके जेता कठिन संसारे. कृष्ण वरदयामय करिबारे जीवा जय सप्रसादन नदिल पाए. সেই অন্নামৃত পাও রাধা কৃষ্ণ গুণগাও প্রেমে ডাক শ্রী চৈতন্য নিতাই. জয় শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য প্রভু নিত্যানন্দ শ্রী অদ্বৈত গদাধর শ্রীবাসাদি গৌর ভক্তবৃন্দ. হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে. श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन गौरताई जगन्नाथ गुरुदेव पुत्र महारानी महाप्रसाद की. जगत गुरु श्रील